Hello, guys. Can you see me and can you hear me? Oh, Harriet, how are you doing? Thank you so much for joining. I hope you had a lovely day. Great, great, great. Let's just see if others can join as well. I did make sure that people are able to replay in case they join late. So let me just check if it is showing. I'm gonna go to my other channel and check. Hi, Brian. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you for joining, Kumbugani. Okay, let's see. Okay. Okay, I see people can hear me and everything. That's great. If you would like to comment, give us a thumbs up for this video, right? And then if you like to comment and to be able to ask any questions, please make sure you go ahead and subscribe so that you're able to comment. Let's just give it 2 more minutes and then we'll go ahead and start. Please like this video and share as well. I'll really appreciate it. So one of the reasons why we went ahead and then started, we can say the YouTube live is because there is no limitation to the amount of people that can watch, or we can say the people that can join the call per se, right? Rather than on Google Meet and Zoom, we were only limited to 100 participants. So since the demand was really high, I thought it would be best if we can go for this route, right? And then we'll have a live interaction as well, where others can see your questions and they can see what answer you're getting, as well as the video can stay online so that in any time you'd like to check or maybe have a refresher on the information that was shared, you can always come back, right? And then if you join late as well, the advantage of using the YouTube is that you can replay the live session from the beginning as well. So you will not be left behind, we could say, step by step as the live is going on, right? So I'm just gonna share that we're live now so that others can also join. Okay. Copy. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining. Hi, hi. Okay. Those that are in African time, this side is we're in winter, so in case you see me in a sweater, we're in winter. I know you guys are in like summer times. It's a bit hot that side. Okay, so I've shared that. So I think we can go ahead and start so that we can finish in due time. So just to stay still. Okay, great. Yeah, so I was just waiting a couple of minutes to see how many would join. So I'm gonna go ahead and then start my presentation, right? So first and foremost, thank you so much for joining. I'm going to explain a little bit about what we do, and then we're going to go from there. I think that'll make more sense. Yeah, I hope everyone can see my screen. Okay. Yes, so welcome to the first live stream that we're having here on YouTube, right? This is Chimango from Edu&WorkConnect. I appreciate those that have joined. So, a little bit of introduction of what we do. So, at Edu&WorkConnect, we are a dedicated team of professionals, right? We could say now we're having at least 3 years of experience in educational consultancy and labor export services. Our main aim is to empower students, right, in which are our candidates, as well as job seekers that are looking for, opportunities outside the country, from our local opportunities, outside of our local opportunities, right? So what is it exactly that we are doing? So we are providing expert guidance, right, towards the immigration process. A transparent process is what we're giving, and the access to global opportunities that maybe some of us are unable to reach, right? Or maybe we might find a bit difficulty in knowing what are the ways and the methods that we can go for so that we are able to achieve this. So we are currently having at least 20 university partners, right, across various countries: Turkey, Cyprus, India, the US, Poland, Hungary, Malaysia, Canada, and more. In which we are offering students a seamless transition into higher education. Meaning, if we're partnering with those universities, if someone comes to our agency, right, in Lilongwe, they're able to, it's just the same as them applying directly to the university, because we have been given the privilege to represent the university on ground, right? And then we are also specializing in international job placements, right? In which we are assisting you guys secure employment in European countries and other countries. So, European countries, we do have Germany, Czech Republic, Portugal, Poland, Lithuania, Slovakia, Hungary, and more, including Israel. So this is our team. If you go on site, you'd be able to see, you see Innocent, you see Prince, you see Tinenenji, you meet Philip. So these guys are part of the marketing team that you meet on site. So the ones that you are talking to on the other numbers, these are the guys. And then that's me over there. So what exactly are we doing? So we have two main, we can say, services that we're providing, right? In which one is the study abroad service that we do provide. As I've explained, we're working with various universities. And then we do have the work abroad options, where we work with employers that are looking to recruit candidates in the southern region of Africa for various opportunities that they do have. So this could be either for skilled and unskilled work, right? And then there are other processes as well that and opportunities that are available for different things as well. So for studies, we're providing career guidance, even for those that are looking for work, right? The application processing, we're assisting you from the time of initial application all the way to you getting into universities or having any chance with the employer. And then as well as visa application guidance, right? So we do assist in visa application guidance, right? We are not providing visas, but we are assisting in the visa provision guidance, right? So that is what we're doing. And then we also do have the post arrival checkups that we do check on you once you have gone towards those various countries, right? So that is it. Yes. So today we're going to be talking about the migration options, actually, that we do have for the US currently. So we will be tackling which is the best way that you have to use, right, in order to go abroad. If you are interested in the country, specifically the United States of America, right? So in the US, there are various ways in which you as a migrant can get into the US. So we do have study visas, which is known as the F1, and then we do have work visas, employment-based green cards, business or investor visas, and then we have diversity visa, the lottery, and then we have the national interest waiver. And there are other visas as well, but these are the main ones that people do use for, we can say, migration route, right, in order to get into the country and then stay for a long duration of time. So today I'm going to give a brief explanation about these visas that are here, right? And how you can attain them. And then we're going to go in deep dive on the first visa, the study visa, right? And then the next session, I think tomorrow as well, we're going to go into maybe the other two things that we're providing currently. So what is the F1 visa? What is that, right? This is the most popular route for international students who want to pursue higher education in the US. So what are the benefits of someone going through this? Because we know that the costs are a bit on the higher side for the US. And if someone is sacrificing, right, that cost, what is it that they're trying to achieve? So as a student, for those that are going to the US, they allow you to work part-time work in which is 20 hours in a week. It could be on campus, right? And then I think during the holiday times, you can extend this to 40 hours a week when you're not having any coursework. So 20 hours a week legally, right? 20 hours a week is allowed for part-time work, so you can work that and then cater for your bills and all those kind of things. And then once you're done with your studies, you do get post-study work opportunities, in which is called the optical practical training. So this is a different visa. So if someone has been on the F1 visa, right, the next visa step for them would be the OPT visa, right? And then sometimes for those students that are into research and then maybe master students or something like that, they are now given this other type of visa called the CPT visa. So once you're an F1, the next step would be to be an OPT. So you get a different type of visa card, right? It's in the form of a card that you do use. So I didn't put any pictures on this, but you get my point. So that OPT card, it helps you to get maybe some, some work after your studies and all these kind of things. And then you can apply to any job of your choice within your field. So what is the H-1B visa? H-1B visa is a skilled professional. It's a skilled professional visa, right? That is offered to people. Usually, those are in IT. Most of the guys in IT, healthcare. Let's say you're a software engineer, maybe you're a nurse or something like that, a data engineer. Mostly the tech guys and in healthcare, they're given H-1B visas because they can run for a long time. So, for example, for the H-1B, it is a sponsored kind of visa, right? So the employer is the one that has to petition for you to have this type of visa. So you cannot have this visa without the employer. You need to have a job for this type of visa. So let's say someone is from Malawi and they're having, usually they need someone who's having a couple of experience in the years of experience in whatever they're doing for them to be willing to sponsor the candidate or from their country of origin all the way to the US. So for H1B, let's say someone is having 10 years experience, 7 years experience, 8 years experience, right? In software engineering, they would be the best candidate for this kind of option if a job is available in the US. So I think last year I had talked to one of the employers, right? Because I'm having 2 years experience in US, you can say working as a recruiter for the US companies, right? Here where I was. So you can check me out on LinkedIn. You can see that most of the times I hired for the IT sector. So data engineers, we hired for companies like Facebook. I hired for like Capital One. I even hired engineers for Nike and all those kind of things. So we recruited those kind of profiles. So for this H1B, it's a very good option because it allows you to work even to the maximum of 10 years, right? But you need to be a skilled professional that has been offered a job. Now, which time in the year do they normally submit petitions for this? So it's normally in March, right? In March. So if there's some guys who are in the chats or in the groups that you're really interested in the H1B, especially if you're in IT, I'll be able to assist you, right? And give you a bit of guidance on this. So if you're interested, if you're in the IT sector, you're having at least 7 years, 8 years experience, 9 to 10, I can be able to assist you to see if there are open positions, right, currently that are sponsoring for H1B, right? So the other type of immigration option that is there is the national interest waiver visa. So for this, we have collaborated with an immigration lawyer in the U.S. because mostly, apart from maybe you can petition on your own, it is always best for you to go ahead and then use a lawyer, right, for this kind of thing, because they're the ones that know the ins and outs of the visa process, especially when it comes to national interest waiver. So, what exactly is the national interest waiver visa? So, this is the pathway, right, for individuals to apply for a US green card directly without needing any employer sponsorship, right? Meaning for this type of visa, you will get the green card without having any job, right? It's just a direct green card. So, what is the thing that makes someone to have this kind of option, right? We have a candidate right now, currently, she's doing this, right? We are, I think, on our second step now. Chimomwe, she's going for something like this. Now, for her, we could say she's having the master's degree, right? She has done some research and she's having some expertise and knowledge in her field of study. I think it's public health or something like that. So you have to have knowledge, in-depth knowledge of the type of we can say category or category of whatever you do. If you're, let's say, you're into engineering or something like that, let's say you have written papers, you're having a PhD or master's degrees in that area, and you're having proof of showing that you have done something that the national interest, right, has benefited from. Meaning, when we are petitioning for you, right, for this kind of visa category, we're going to be saying, okay, this person's skills, right, meet the national interest of the United States. So they have to meet that national interest. If they do, then you'll be the great candidate for this. And then we will explain more on this in another session, right? But I just want you guys to have a picture so that if you're in the chat right now, if you're having a master's degree or something like that, you know that there is this type of option for you, right? And then we have the green card through the employer, that is direct, or a family member who is in the US, who is either a citizen, right? And then business investor visa. This is what for those people that maybe have invested or started a business in the US, in which I can explain about this in a different video as well. And then the other option we do have is for the diversity visa lottery. So it's a lottery. Lottery, I think most of us maybe have knowledge on this. A lottery is it's for free. The application for this is for free, and it happens each year around we can say the November, October timing, right? End of October to November, it's done each year, in which you apply online, right, on the government website. And I'll have a video on this, a separate video. We'll talk about the in-depth how to apply and everything. So you apply, you put your family members and everyone, and then it's a lottery. You know the way we do like shuffle draw, right? So if you're picked up when they're announcing the results in the next year, in like May of the next year, then that means you're eligible to apply for a green card, and then you go with the steps to go to the embassy and get all your paperwork done, and then leave and go for the US. So it's as simple as that. So these are some of the options that are there for the US in a nutshell. So today I'm going to be talking about what exactly do we have that we can provide you now, right, for the studies part. So before I proceed, chat, is there any questions, like maybe something you want me to make clarifications on? Any questions in the chat? Am I still online? Does anyone have any questions? Are we still here? Okay, I think we're still here. Maybe you just jumped. So I'm gonna go ahead and continue. Okay, Ujizi says yes. Okay. Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and continue. So we do have our partner college, right, university in the US, Seattle colleges, and we do have another university in California, but I will not be talking much on the California university because it's quite expensive, right? And with the current economic factors that we're facing, go for the option that is feasible for all of us. So we have Seattle colleges. It's based in Washington, right? So what is the benefit of studying with this university? They're having affordable tuitions, right? Diverse academic programs. It's located in a major U.S. city, meaning it's a good pathway for you to have further education and employment. Because what you don't want to do again is if you are choosing a place in the U.S. to study, as much as you're looking for somewhere that's cheap, you have to look at the long-term factors. What is the end goal when you graduate? Will you be able to build up a career, to find something within the state without having to move to a different state and all those kind of things? So this is something to really focus on. So this is our certificate to certify that we are an authorized representative, right, here in Malawi. So what are the steps for us to get into this? So for the application process for Seattle colleges, right, they do have an application fee of $50 to $100, right? And then for the US, most of the times there's a financial requirement during the application process, right? So you have to show the proof of funds that you're having at least, right, $26,000 in your bank statement, right? This does not mean you have to pay this money to the university. It does not mean you have to deposit it anywhere. You just have to show a bank statement showing $26,000 in your bank account. Now, someone might ask, I don't have $26,000, but I do have someone who does. So whosoever is going to be your sponsor, right, must have $26,000 in their account. So if you're self-sponsored, then that means it will be you having it, right? But if you're being sponsored by any other person, whosoever person can be your sponsor. It doesn't mean if someone has indicated themselves as a sponsor, even though you're making them liable for you, it doesn't mean that in case something has happened, they'll be called up and all those kind of things. Meaning to say, you can have a friend, right, who's having this amount of funds if you don't have it. And then they might act as a sponsor as long as you have a letter from Foreign Affairs attached to it, right? Stamped and signed saying that they're a sponsor and they'll be the ones providing the proof of funds and everything like that. So one of the benefits of studying in the US is that you can bring forth your dependents, right? In this case, if you're a man with a family or you're a woman with a family and children, right? Those people will be your dependents. So apart from the proof of funds of $26,000, right? You have to show an additional $3,000 for each dependent that you bring. Meaning, if you have 4 children, this is gonna be 3,000 times 4, including your wife times 5, right? So you have to show the additional proof of funds that okay, if you travel together with your whole family, you'll be able to sponsor them, meaning that you can travel with your whole family. One of the ways you can do that is by providing all the important information, right? The forms you have to fill, and then you have to indicate the full names, right, as their passports. You have to provide birth certificates to prove that they're your children. If it's with your wife, a marriage certificate. If it's just with a baby mama or baby daddy, it will just be the certificate, birth certificate. So what does the document of financial, requirement look like? So I did share with you like this. So it shows how much you need to show if you're going for any of the programs at the university, right? So you can see here it shows 27,000, 27,000, 37,000. So it means if you're someone who's going for those courses, it will be around that. It's $26,000 something something, $27,600 like that. So you have to show that, and you can see here the written applicants who plan to bring dependents, spouse, or children. With them, they must show an extra $3,000 per dependent. So it is very important to show the proof of funds. Because might I add, sometimes people are saying, okay, I gave everything to the embassy and then they declined me. These are some of the reasons why people get visa denials, right? If you miss this step, right, or you gave a fake bank statement or something like that, it will mean that you get visa denial because you were trying to get into the US illegally, is what you're showing. So make sure that if you're sharing any documents like this, the bank statements, they are legitimate and real bank statements, right? Let's not forge or give fake documentation. Let's give the right documentation. Make sure that your dependents' birth certificates and everything is original and real. All the supporting documents have to be viable and verified. So, what are the steps, right? I've been explaining part of the things that are required for application, but what are the steps? So, step one, when you make an application, right, to the university, in this case, you send it to us, right? We fill in the forms and everything. We attach the financial requirements and everything that is needed, right? And then we upload it to them. So in the US, the acceptance letter comes in a form of an I-20 form, right? So an I-20 form it's more like an immigration document that says that the university has been given liberty to take you, who's an immigrant, international student, right? Who's an international student into the university because you are meeting the financial requirements and all sorts of things. So I'm just gonna zoom in here. I don't know if you guys will be able to see everything. But this is how it looks like. So once you have been selected into the university, they've accepted you, right? They'll give you a document like this. So you can see it's showing here, it's from the Department of Homeland Security. So this is an immigration document that comes as an acceptance letter. So it's very, very important, right? It's very, very important document. So you make sure that whatever you have given, whatever information you have shared is the right and correct legal documentation, right? So it shows your name, right? Your surname and everything, your country of citizenship, right? And then keep note of this number here. This is a very important figure, this service ID. Then it shows the program that you're going, the school, the address of the school you're going to, when they have approved this, who's in charge at the school for the approval, right? What you're studying, what is your major, and everything. And then the estimated cost as well, in which this amount that is here on this estimated measure is the one that is supposed to be as well as equivalent to the proof of funds you have shown, right? So if your total here is maybe $36,000, whatever, you have to have more than that on the bank statement provided, right? So that's how it comes. So you sign and everything, right? So this is it. Now keep mind of this service ID. So the other, yeah, so the other part of behind it looks like this, then it's signed and everything. Now, that service fee, right? So sometimes we are always asked, what is the cost? What is the total cost? What is the total cost on these things, right? So for like the US, the couple of costs, right, that are there, which are like government fees, we can say, right? Immigration fees. So once you receive that F1 approval of the I-20 form, right, you're gonna have to pay a service fee of 350 US dollars. And it's paid on this website. This is the government website. I think I can just go there so that you guys can see it. Okay, I'm having questions. One moment, please. Uh, I can't see the presentation very well. Okay, just a moment, please. Let me just finish this section and then I'll go ahead and answer all the questions. I'm just going to explain about the service fee once more, right? Yes. So when we go to that website of Homeland Security, right, you're going to go ahead and then pay for the service fee whilst indicating your what? Your service ID number that was on your I-20 form. Meaning, if you don't have an I-20 form, you will not be able to pay for the service fee, right? And you will not be able to now go for the next step of submitting your visa application form on the government website, in which you also pay for. And then there will be no interview attendance and there will be no visa, right? So this part, this I-20 form is very important because if you have this, then you're able to pay for your service fee, then you're able to do all these things, and then you're able to book a visa interview and then go for the visa interviews and then receive your visa and travel. So, what are some of the things that can make someone to be, we can say, visa denied for, especially for studies? There are two main questions I like asking in the visa interview, right? For example, they might ask you, okay, so you're saying you're coming here for education. What is it exactly that you're going to do after you're finished with the school? So this is a very good question, right? Of course, most people might start saying, "Oh no, I'm planning to stay here in the U.S. I'm going to get married and all this and that," which is a wrong answer. What they what immigration wants is to know how you are going to use your skills to better your country with the education you've got it from the US. It might not be your goal, right? But you have to make it sound like that. And during your visa interview, you have to show proof of something that is tying you down back home that you have to go back to, you know. So let's say you have a business, you can mention your business during that time. Oh, I'm having a business of this. So I'm going to use the education that I'm getting here to expand my business, something like that. Then you'll be more successful. But if you make any mention of something of permanently staying, they might or might not grant your visa, right? So, what are the tuition payment plans? So, there are tuition waivers that the university is offering, but payment options are semester wise or quarterly. So, in a case of Seattle colleges, tuition fees might be 12,000 USD, right? In which can be paid in like 4,000 after 3 months, then $4,000 after 3 months, and then $4,000 after 3 months. So, it's more affordable. So I've reached the end of this presentation. Now I'm going to take in some questions, right? So just to recap, how do we help you? If you are looking to study abroad, we help with the application support, right? The guidance on proof of funds. We assist you during the visa process so that you don't make any mistakes and all those kind of things. And then pre-departure guidance and post-arrival support. So now I can answer questions. Okay. So we have a couple of questions here. Someone said, for the charges, does this include or is just the connection fee? I don't understand this question, Roman, if it's regarding to whatever we're discussing here or something else. So could you please ask that question again? I'll try and see first the questions that are related to what we're discussing here, and then we'll go for the other questions for any other countries, right, that you want to ask. Ujizi is asking, for those ones who want to pursue a master's degree, would you clarify in depth when from now would be the vital time to start application considering different universities? Okay, that's a great question. So there are a lot of intakes in the US, mostly three. They have the fall, summer, and the, we can say, winter intake, right? So we would have to see first and foremost what type of master's degree you're looking to study, right? And then which university is offering the degree you'd like to study, and then see in which intake that type of university is taking those that are pursuing that degree. So it's not something that we can generalize, but we can say we have to check first what exactly do you need. Is it possible if you could list down the universities that could help us to be enrolled? Yes, Ujizi, if you're on we can say, I will link everything in the description after the video. I'll put everything in the description, all the government websites that you might need to go and read on, and as well as where you can download all the brochures for the universities that we have, and all the information that you need, the universities work with and everything. So it will be there in the description, maybe 15 minutes after this video is saved. Apart from Seattle colleges, what other universities can we apply for? Okay, there are different universities you can apply for, but like I answered Ujizi, it will depend on what you're looking for, because some universities are offering only undergraduate programs, right? Others are offering undergraduate, postgraduate, and everything, right? And all those kind of things. What type of visa are there for unskilled jobs, and what are some of the unskilled jobs suggested? So whether you have a skilled or unskilled job, right? For most of the countries, the visa is the same as a work visa, but it could be different in European countries that offer maybe the employee card, in a sense that someone would be a white collar kind of card and someone would be a blue collar kind of card. So it just depends. So I think for that, we'll do this in the next video where we explain more about the jobs we are having and everything like that, which could be tomorrow. Because what I'll do now is I'll be live streaming every day so that we are able to cater all the answer questions and everything like that. Vinjeru, if you cannot see the presentation clearly, it will be saved and will be available after this stream. How much is the cost for someone to travel to the US? So Samia Mkanga, apart from the charges you might face, right, around maybe $800, $900 for just immigration costs, right? Then you have your application fee, then you have your air ticket and all those kind of things. So we can say, since the university doesn't need you to deposit any tuition fees when going, we can say about maybe $3,000 can be more than enough. How much do you charge? Well, it depends on what the service is, but for that, you would have to reach out to our team directly, because we cannot say exactly how much we charge online, because it might be subject to change anytime with economic factors. What if you're already enrolled into one of those universities? Can you help in finding fully funded scholarships for the person? If yes, how can it be your charge? So, Esther, if you're already in the US, you have to check with your university what options are there. I know a lot of university allow those people that are having part-time jobs on campus to get maybe their full university tuition waived off or not. But all of these kind of things also depend, right? It depends on the program you're studying. So the program choice is very important. For example, if someone is a computer science major and they have a part-time job on campus in some of the universities, they give 100% scholarship. But if you're in someone like maybe doing some art kind of thing, they might just waiver a little bit off the school fees. So it depends on the quality of whatever you're studying. Okay, I'm still answering questions. Someone asked me about Israel. Please, for Israel right now, the employer is not processing any documents for anyone, meaning to say it's not like they have stopped recruiting, no, but processing of documentation like immigration check and all those kind of things, they're not doing it currently. They're busy with other things right now, but it will resume in February. So at least the first week of February, we'll be able to give you an update on Israel. For anything else, please reach out to our team. Questions. Do you assist on driver jobs in the US? Currently, no, because we have not had any expertise on that. So then for that, we'll get back to you if we do have it. Now, what I want you guys to understand is for each and every country that we are letting you know, it's not something where we just, okay, we have these guys apply. No. First and foremost, I have to be informed. Uh, what I'm trying to say is for each country that I'm advertising, I can say to you guys to say, okay, go for this. We have to be informed. What are the immigration policies? What are all these kind of things first, right? So that we are able to answer your questions, we're able to guide you accordingly, right? Guide you accordingly, because at the end of the day, migrating, you're investing in your future, right? So it's a very big cost you're enduring, and then we have to know more information on it before we bring it to you. So for something like the US for drivers jobs, we haven't had the opportunity to explore this area. But if we do have it in the future and we've explored it and we see how we can go about it successfully, then we'll go ahead and share. So bachelor's in nursing that starts in September, and I need a scholarship. Okay, if you have already received your I-20, right? Um, you can try and reach out to the university and ask for a scholarship. So I think Esther, you can find me in my WhatsApp inbox, and then we can talk further on this and see how I can assist you. Is it possible for someone in Israel to travel directly to the USA? Yes, wheresoever you are, right? There are always embassies that are for other countries that are there. So let's say you have applied for something for the US, whether it be school or whatever. It means when booking appointment for the embassy, you booked your nearest embassy that is near you, meaning the one in your region where you are. So if you're in Tel Aviv, you're going to go to the embassy, the US embassy in Tel Aviv for your interview. Then they'll grant your visa there. Then you travel straight from Tel Aviv straight to US. Rachel is asking, do you assist in care work in USA or UK? Currently, not yet, but we are working on it. We do have options for agricultural jobs in the US, but unfortunately, that employer does not take Malawians. But if there are other people from other countries here, you're more than going to be, open to applying for that once we share it with you. Currently, it's not in effect yet, but soon it's coming. Which other question did you ask me? Can we reserve a place at a college or university after getting admission? I think so, for maybe a year or so, but it would depend, right, on what is your actual reason for the reservation. So if you're unable maybe to get a visa or something like that, then yes, the reason has to be concrete, but yes, it's something that is possible. Any other questions, guys? Guys, please give this live stream a thumbs up, right? We're 67 in this chat. Please give me a like on this video so that we can make more videos. Someone is asking, do Israel accept someone who has been working in the Middle East? So it depends. It depends. If you have been in Oman, Iraq, Afghanistan, mostly those countries, you might not be accepted for B1 visa in Israel, right? In which on the step one of application, we do check first for that. So you might be denied during that time. But if you are, right, if you are maybe in Qatar or something like that, it might be possible. So it all depends on the travel history of your passport, right? Some people, last time we had some guys, they got accepted and their friends got denied. So it just depends on each individual application. Do you have Dubai vacancies? We do have them coming soon. I did have a meeting with one company like this. So they're looking for drivers. Yeah, so they're looking for drivers, and we'll soon share about that. Yes. When is Seattle College's applications open? They're open right now, actually. They're open right now, so they're open for 3 times in a year. So Sami Onkanga, if you're really, really interested in applying for this, you have to find me in the inbox. But they're open for 3 times in a year. How long does it take for one to depart after application? McDonald, this question depends on the country, right? The country, the immigration process, it depends on a lot. How long it takes for you to get the required documentation for your immigration interview, how how long the embassy is gonna take to reply back to you. So it's a lot. So for example, those students that we sent to Turkey, I think last year in October, it didn't take much time, right? Once you apply to the school, maybe the school replies in 2 weeks, and then the embassy was like 6 days, and then they had gone, right? So it just depends. But for something like Poland, someone might end up taking 3 months without, getting appointment for the embassy and all those kind of things. So it just depends. It's not a general time that okay, it will take this much time, guaranteed. No, because at the end of the day, whatever is regarding, we could say the interview part is not part of us, right? We don't have control over that. We just have to go with whatever the embassy or consulate is providing at that time. I hope that answers your question. I hope that answers your question. Any more questions, guys? Please ask questions. Any more questions? Okay, seems we don't have much questions, right, anymore. So tomorrow's video, we're gonna base it upon, okay, there's a question. Is it possible to specify recently open vacancies in the USA that are accepting Malawians? Sorry, I came late, but I might have duplicated what was already said. Okay, right now we don't have, we can say, external vacancies, right? But what I want you guys to know is that I've been working in recruitment for 2 years for the US. So I do have vacancies for those that are already in the US. So if you have someone who's already in the US, especially those that are in nursing, maybe they're health, they're in the health kind of department, right? Operation therapist, physiotherapist kind of thing, engineers, and all those kind of things. So for those jobs, I do have those jobs. I have them. And if someone wants to apply, definitely we can do that. If someone is already in the United States. But for those that are outside the United States currently, for work, I cannot assist you because it is not yet in my proximity right now. Do you help with someone who wants to travel to Singapore? Yes, I can assist you on this, Innocent, but it will depend on what you want to go do in Singapore. Is it for work or tourism or something like that? Someone asked, do the employers in Israel provide accommodation and how long does the process take? Yes, they do provide accommodation and it takes around 3 months for you to go there. They are providing food and accommodation. Ujizi, message me, please. I'm going to share everything in the comment section, right? All the links that you guys need and our contacts are in the description of this video for our office, so you can contact there. And then for me, I think I didn't put my personal number there but you can email me on the info@ Edu&WorkConnect email, then I'll go from there. When are you going live for Israel? We're gonna go live tomorrow for Israel, and then we'll do the same for other countries as well. Apart from the USA, do you have study opportunities apart from the USA? Yes, we do. We have in various countries. We have in Turkey, we have in Cyprus, India, Poland, Hungary, Malaysia, even China. We do have that. More questions will be in the work presentation. Okay, great. So I think tomorrow we can do the presentation for Israel, and then the next day we're gonna have for the European countries as well. Someone is asking, why is it very difficult for your office to pick up calls? Been trying several times. Okay, so yeah, for this, I will have to consult with my team on maybe why they have not been picking up your call, right? Then you can let us know. Then I can let you know why is that. But definitely, sometimes the calls are coming in a lot, right? And then maybe it might be missed that someone didn't pick it, they were on another call or something like that. They didn't see it at the time. They were out of the office. So there are a lot of factors, but I'll definitely see that you're assisted. Do you have study opportunities in European countries or Canada? So, Rejoice, what I can say is right now for Canada is not a great option for you to go there and study because of the economic crisis that is going on there, as well as the changes in the immigration rules. So I would suggest if you're really looking for something to go for, you have to go for the European countries, right? So we do have some Schengen countries in the Schengen zone. So if you're interested in that, you will have to reach out. So there might be it might be Poland, Hungary, even Germany. But for Germany, we want you to have at least knowledge in the German language before application, as well as having around maybe 11,000 euros for your blocked account. So I will explain some of these things, I think, in each video, explaining in detail for each country so that you're able to understand what exactly are those requirements and everything. Because apart from the requirement that the university wants, we want you also to have to make sure that as you're applying, right, you are a fit candidate for the immigration as well, for the embassy. Because if we're just saying yes, yes, apply, 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 and then in the end you find out that maybe you're not qualified to get that study visa, then you get denied. So we really, really, really want you to be, rounded with all the knowledge that is important so that you are successful. What countries offer education and allow you to work at the same time so that you can be able to find your basic needs? Most of the European countries we have, they are offering that, right? The only country right now that we do have that doesn't offer studies and work is India, right? So it's not allowed. There's no study work permit given when you're on the study visa in India. But the rest of the countries, you can work at least 20 hours a week as a student, right? And then you can do whatever you'd like to do with that. Someone is asking me, where am I now? I'm in India. I stay in India. Then my team is on site in Malawi. What are the job offers for Lithuania? Callings for that is we have various openings, right? There's like carpenters or some electricians, something like that. But we do have documents that show all the jobs that are available. So we can share that with you. I'm gonna link everything like after this video ends, right? The live ends, like after maybe 15, 30 minutes, you can check the comment section that I'm gonna pin at the top. You can check. I'm going to put all the necessary information you need there so you can download all those things there. Uh, Fabian says, thanks for the information. Please, Francophones professionals open for job proposals. Okay, so for Francophones, those guys that are speaking French, right? Fabian, if you're interested, we can try and go for maybe Canadian permanent residency, or we're really, really trying our best to get on some countries such as France and Luxembourg for people that speak French so that we can send you guys there because it'll be easy for you to, find even better opportunities after whatever we're provided you is there because of the language experience. Gray says he's really, really interested in knowing more about the Israel trips. So, Gray, we're going to have a live stream tomorrow about working in Israel, right? And then from there, we can explain the whole process, how it has been going, right? Answering some of your questions, and then as well as explaining, we can say false information that people are sharing each other, right? Debunking all the rumors in the video tomorrow. So we'll be doing the live session same time, 8 o'clock every day for the next, I think, week or so until all the countries are covered. Any more questions? Any more questions? We have 5 minutes left. We're trying to make the lives at least 1 hour. Any questions? Let me just check if maybe people are commenting as well. Okay, someone asked, can one afford to pay for college fees by just working 20 hours a week? Actually, yes, you can, Samuel. Let's say, for example, you have to pay $4,000 in a quarter, right? So $4,000, let's say you're working 20 hours in a week. So 20 hours times, maybe you get, let's say you found a job at a restaurant or McDonald's or something. Let's go for the simplest thing. Then maybe you're earning 30 minimum wage. I think now is $15 an hour in the US. So times $15 an hour, right? It means you'll be making at least $300 a week. So times 4 weeks. So you might make at least part time, right? Minimum $1,200, right? So if we multiply this by maybe 3 months, it's around 3,600 US dollars. And if your fees is around 4,000, I think you'll be able to cover that. As long as you're living frugal, right? You're living on in your within your means and everything like that, I think you can be able to cover it. Definitely. Someone asked, these jobs, do they specifically say they want such a number of people to recruit in a particular category? Yes. For every job that we are letting you guys know, we do have a demand letter for it. So they do say we want 100, like right now, we need, I think it's 100 solar panel installers for Israel and something like that. So they do indicate that. For Serbia, they told us they need like 50 drivers, 80 forklift drivers. So they do indicate, yes, how many people they do need. Meaning to say, we already have the jobs, right? All we need is you to apply for it. That's all. Do study visas allow you to get your partners? Yanko, if you rewind back, I think to before, I'm going to put timestamps on the videos so that each point when I was explaining something vital, someone can just click on the timestamp and it might take them there, right? So yes, Yanko, you can take your partner for study visas, right? You can live with them as long as you're able to show proof that you'll be able to finance them as they're there. Innocent is saying, please, tomorrow, can you also do deep on Singapore as you're talking about Israel? Okay, I'll try to do my best to stick to one topic usually in the videos, right? To avoid confusion, so that if someone wants to watch the video, they should know that it's specifically for this. So we'll see how we can go about that. Belas were saying, in the US, we all know schools are very expensive on average. Don't you have means to find fully funded scholarships than only admissions? Okay, so university partners we have, they do give us tuition waivers of maybe 40 to 50% off. But we cannot guarantee you a fully funded scholarship. We cannot, because we're not part of the university board, right? The whole point of someone applying for a scholarship is for them to review them, the applicants fairly, and to see who deserves it, right? Now, if we are saying we've partnered with the university and then they're going to give us a scholarship, that is a lie, because it means that they will not be giving that out fairly. So we cannot provide that. I'm sorry, Belazwe, but we can still offer you guidance on how you can be successful, right, in earning a scholarship. I hope that's clear. Great. Yes, I would suggest if you really want to migrate, right, let's not just focus on one country, because sometimes we're limiting ourselves to a country that we might not even pass maybe the immigration immigration kind of requirements. So the best thing to do is to see which options are within your financial means first, right? For example, you can go to a Schengen country in Europe, right? Where you can stay there for maybe 3 years, get a permanent residency within maybe 5 years, and then if you're lucky, apply for citizenship. Then once you're a EU member, you can travel to all those countries, including the US, and do whatever you like there. What I want us to also understand is we have to study how other countries work, right, to avoid putting ourselves in problems. For example, if you're from Malawi or the African side, right, we mostly we can say live day to day on a cash basis and not on a credit basis, right? So most of the other countries they're having a credit system, and for us we do not really have a credit system, right? Meaning to say they might look like they're having everything figured out because everything is on a loan. The house is on a loan, the car is on a loan, the phone is on a loan, the wire is on a loan. Whilst in Malawi, if you have a house, it's your house. If you have a phone, it's your phone, fully paid for, kind of things. So let's make sure that as much as we want to go to a country, we are financially responsible enough to understand some of these things to avoid getting into an unimaginable debt, right? And problems as well. So let's ask all the questions and get the right guidance, right? In when we're choosing these countries. As much as the countries are famous and they're well known or something like that, they might not be the best migration option according to the dreams that you are having. For example, if you want to go to a country where you and your family can stay permanently, you can easily integrate, get permanent residency, the US wouldn't be a great option for that because it's going to take a long time for you to achieve that. But if you go for some European countries, you may be able to get something on the easier side. We can talk about maybe health wise. In the US, you may find it difficulty to pay off your maybe your health bills and stuff like that, you know. But in other countries, hospitals are free. So you have to look at all those things. Let's not just look at, oh, I'll be earning US dollars. No. Let's look at all the important points. If your child is sick, they have a major surgery, will you be able to gather the cost if you're in that country, right? Does the country allow you to have a major surgery at a very low cost, like our European countries, where maybe hospital services are free? You know, we have to think about all those things when making decisions. Not only that, oh, I'm gonna go there and I'm gonna make US dollars or something. No. Can we contact you through WhatsApp? Yes, you can. You can contact me for that. I'll put my number, I think, in the description of the email. Then from there, I can share the number to avoid flooding an influx of messages. Someone asked, how many Malawians have gone through your agency? Currently, we only have those that have applied for the visas because we recently got our contract in October. So the people that will be going first are these ones, right? Yeah. So any other clarification on Israel, I'll give it in the interview, the other video tomorrow. We're waiting for the Israel and UAE jobs and everything. Yes. So we're trying our best to find you guys opportunities that are good, right, and affordable as well. So we'll go ahead and then it's 1 hour now. So I'm going to be closing the live. And then if others are interested, they can always view this video after this and then refresh. You can go back to the beginning and see whatever I was talking about and everything. So once again, thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for joining the live and see you tomorrow when we'll be discussing about migration to Israel. Thank you so much. Have a good night. Bye-bye.